Let's just vibe being a lookout. You'd think that people technologically advanced enough to travel through a wormhole and survive on another planet would have come up with a defense strategy more complicated than get a teenager to stare into the wilderness for hours. You do think that. A lot. With the many hours you have to yourself when you're on lookout duty. Thing is, you do have security bots for this job. Security Chief Rhett doesn't trust them. They're nothing like the warrior robots from the holovids. They're really just glorified motion sensors with smart monitors that can identify and report on hostiles. They're armed, but someone has to fire them remotely. And of course, that thing works quite right on Fortuna. During glow, some kind of electromagnetic interference can turn them off or make them fire at nothing, getting more erratic or more eccentric every year, which is one way to describe armed and possibly murderous robots. Wish somebody would fix them. You're idly kicking a sports ball someone left up here when, oops, you punt it weird and it smacks one of the defense bots right in the sensor. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ah. Oh. Oh no. The little camera part whirs and all the turrets turn to aim at you. You feel a cold sweat prickle up the back of your neck. Whoop, 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 whoop. You remember what Rhett said. They won't fire unless a human tells them to. And even if Rhett doesn't trust them... Ooh. Sabotage it. Bye-bye, robot. Well, it's going to stay broke now. See how it likes that? No more whoop whoop from you, dumb and broken machine. So long as you're here, the colony is safe from the threat of killer robots gaining sentience and turning on their human masters. You finish your lookout without incident. More peaceful without the robot whirring and clicking away beside you, plotting its eventual world domination. It's rude to let it whoop. Alright, neighbors become wild. Neighbors become mind. Interesting. Interesting. It turned this one into normal and overrode it. Alright, now we get a pair. There we go, baby. Ooh, super gold, baby. Wow, we could have gotten 59. Yeah, I love all that perception and animals we just got. 2 stats we've already maxed out. Great. Alright, is engineering still slagged? Yikes. It is. Well, but... Let's go... Forage in the valley. I think I mixed the 2 up. I did. So I was looking for the one that has Nomi in it. Egg. Fruit. Oh, hey, it's Utopia. Interesting. Before I talk to her... we're gonna leave that egg. It's dangerous. Oh, of course it fucking gave us... Counted as an event. Fruit. I will come back to you, creature, later. Egg. Oh, now I'm just drowning eggs. Excellent. Bye, Utopia. Bye, Utopia. Fruit. Hi again, Utopia. The paths are narrow and in constant need of repair. There's a team working here, trying to repair where one of the jelly arches has collapsed and covered the path in 30 centimeters of sticky goop. Utopia waves you over. Hey, Solana, you give us a hand? Can't get vehicles through here until this is cleared. It's gonna take all day. I have a better plan, using biology. Card becomes 3. Well, if it's gonna be a 3 anyway, we'll just do this. All right, now, 3, 7, 7. No, I don't want to use that yet. We'll do 5, 5. I'll do that. All right, now we can do neighbors become wild. Put an 8 here. Put value as wild here. And then this here. And then this here. I guess. Ah! Hey, Mullerborg. Welcome to the Ziggurat. Oh yeah, you've seen this stuff desiccate in low humidity, like in the dust. You throw powdered desiccant over it and let the physics do its work. It's easier to plow through a bunch of plumped up granules of desiccated gel than it is to shovel all the slimy muck. You save a few hours. Alright. Now, let's go take a look at the boss event. See if we can get ourselves another pet. A pet manticore. The Valley of Vertigo spans a huge and relatively safe area. It's so rare to see other foragers out here, it's surprising then to come across Utopia and 2 other foragers crouching in the underbrush. Psst, Solana, Utopia hisses, beckoning you over. Get over here. You slink over to the other foragers. Through a gap in the underbrush, you spot a terrific sight. A fully grown manticore has fallen into a nest of at least 20 snap bladders, and they're engaged in what looks like a battle to the death. I've got 10 kudos on the snap bladders, she says. I fell into a nest once. I was laid up in the med bay for a week. Oh, manticore, one of the other foragers says. What a way to go. Last forager snorts. Who cares? And what they did to Hal, every manticore can rot for all I care. The manticore roars in pain as it's torn apart by the whip-fast and hungry snap bladders. We will help the aminal. Save it! Shoot. Nope. Alright, so that'll be 7, 7. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so... +4 if stress is over 50. Well, we got that all right. 8, 8, 8. Nice. All right, what do we need for super goal? We need 8. Can I even do that? Ha! Get rectoroni pepperonis. Yeah, I could have scored 55, but this way I get 5 kudos, baby. Utopia tries to stop you as you burst through the underbrush, dedicating yourself to being the best distraction your weak, fragile human body can be. Enough of the slapbatters turn their focus on you that the manticore is able to pick the others off. Crunch, munch, snap! Off go enough heads in the manticore's powerful jaws that the survivors cut their losses, disappearing back into their burrow. Now you find yourself face to face with a manticore, Fortuna's perfect murder machine. It looks at you, quizzically. You look back. You feel a weird connection to this creature. Suddenly, the manticore roars, lunging at you and lashing its great mane. Wisely, you scream in terror and get the hell away. Luckily, the manticore is too wounded to bother chasing you. You and the other foragers make it away without injury. Damn. I want a pet manticore. All right. Is it gift time? Yes. Crystal? Ah. Thank you for the cold one. Delicious. Delectable Dreki drink. Fruit. Give her the flower. I hope you find it useful, Tang. I know it's not orange juice like your namesake, but I'm sure it is quite enjoyable. Oh, you want to chat about Nem? You're supposed to meet Nem for lunch, but she didn't show up. You go to the garrison to see if you can find her. You spot Nem's shock of red hair over by the close-range fighting ring. As you approach, she finishes a flurry of blows with a roundhouse kick. Almost knocks the training dummy's head clear off. Yeah! Nem roars, echoing off the vaulted ceiling of the garrison. Nem steps back from the ring and pulls up the bottom of her shirt to wipe her face, flashing you a glimpse of her muscular stomach and the blue-green scaling that dances over her ribcage and down her hips. Her skin shines with sweat under the harsh lights. You catch her eye and she shoots you a smile, as quick and bright as the sun glinting off a metal roof before it disappears behind her usual bleak expression. She jogs over to you. What are you doing here, Solana? She brings up the time on her hollow palm and her eyes go wide. Oh shit, we supposed to eat lunch together today? I'm sorry. You gulp and give her a long teasing gaze. Nem goes red and puts her hand over her mouth. Shh, don't say stuff like that, he hisses. I don't know you were watching. You're gonna get me in trouble with Vase. Nem grabs her water bottle and drinks from it, then pours the rest over her head and flicks the water through her shaved side. You can still get some chow if you want, she says. Just give me a sec. Nem pulls an oversized sports ball sweater over her workout clothes, her thumbs popping through the holes worn into the cuffs. The lettering on the back reads kombucha. As you exit the garrison, you're stopped by a few of the soldiers who all seem to want to give Nem a high five or tell her about their days. Even though she's clearly exhausted, she musters up a few heartening words for each of them. They all know I'm dating Vase, she says apologetically when you finally emerge into the sunlight. It's weird. All of a sudden I'm like a hero to them too. I haven't even done anything yet. Train every day though, probably like 6 or 8 hours, she says, rubbing her shoulder and stretching it out as she walks. Feels good to work hard. Like, I just wipe out all the bad thoughts, anything that's bothering me. She makes an exploding motion with one hand. She goes away. Poof. Can't afford to lose my focus, Nem says solemnly. Can't let myself get distracted. I do that, someone dies of it? Lull it, man, she says, shaking her head. Thought of it eats me up at night. Sometimes I get up and run around the colony until I'm too tired to stand. No one else is gonna die on my watch. You understand, right? She asks, turning to you. You work harder than anyone. How do you do it? What are you fighting for, Solana? I'm just trying to get through it. Nem nods in solidarity. I know how that feels. She claps you on the shoulder. Know what it's like to not want to think about the future, about why we're here. Joining the defense force gave me a purpose. Get up every morning and I think, today I'm going to be better than yesterday. I'm ready. Her mouth twitches into a smile before it fades again. I know it's hard. As long as I'm alive, you got me. I'm here for you. Yeah, but Nem, I wish you were here for me by not being part of the police force slash paramilitary. I would feel so much better if you just weren't. I found you some more fruit. All right, and let's do some EB Sleeby in the park. You're playing with Hopska-Jump in the park when you hear a rustle from a nearby bush. Curious, you look underneath. The Hopeye you met before. Hopska-Jump lets out a happy trill of recognition. The other Hopeye trills as well and explodes out from under the bush to pounce happily after Hopska-Jump. They chitter excitedly at each other and you hear something else is making noise. You look under the bush and see, oh, stars. 5 baby Hopeyes, pink and hairless, curled up together in the shade. The strange adult Hopeye stops what it's doing and bounds over to you, warning you with a rattling hiss. I see. Gems are wild. 5, 5. So that'd be 23. I'll go with the 23. More helping aminals. Hell yeah, turn that into an instant straight. Good shit. +6 if the left card is brain. +2 to cards with gems. What if I do this? Goes down by 2? That's 39, 37. Interesting. Yeah, we'll just take the win. We'll take the W. Managed to calm down the Hopeye using tricks you've learned from training Hopska-Jump. They cautiously allow you to pet them, their giant frog eyes blinking out of sync. Ooh, 3 less stress? +3 to pairs? Also, what an adorable Beth Spark. That's Spark. So, Sparksel. That is a cute little picture. Adorable. Love it. You spend some time gazing in awe at the little Hopeye nest. So small and helpless. No wonder the Hopeye wanted to protect them. You've been working with Spoctoshroomus for months on getting them to follow simple commands. Getting pretty consistent results with 1 or 2 at a time, but they get bored and wander away if you try to do a longer session. You've set up a small obstacle course in the garden, consisting of a few ramps and balancing beams. Spoctoshroomus looks at the treats in your hand expectantly. Oh shit, are we gonna be able to upgrade both of our aminal cards at the same time? That would be pretty awesome. Ooh, 30. Hell yeah. Nice. That works. Oh, because it's +1 to physical cards. I see. You can do 7, 8, 10. Ooh, +5 to red pairs. I see. No, it breaks the combo. All right, well, I can do that at least. All right. Oh, that's a nice. That's nice. That's very nice. All right, and then I was gonna say crush it, but we didn't. We'll do that. Now we crush it, even though I'm already maxed out. A stunning show from young Spoctoshroomus. Admirable speed and dexterity. They and their trainer, Solana, are promising new stars in the field of Dreki training. Spoctoshroomus finishes the course and leaps into your arms, chittering happily. You did it! You've trained a Dreki to follow commands. Let's forget the Botathon champion. Nice. Okay. Let's also go and remove 2 cards. I just remembered the spa. Man, it is hard. I think we should forget the Shimmer Glade. It's kind of low. Hydrate? Very well, Ben. I will oblige. And I think we should also get rid of Antecedent. Actually, let's get rid of the Harvesting Mushwood. It's really hard for us to combo it into anything. Threes are like one of our least cards. I kind of want to get rid of as many threes as I can. Is engineering fixed? It is. We can't assist in the med bay. Interesting. Well, we can still do some tutoring. Tangent offers her services as a tutor, but she's much busier than you. She's not in class. She's usually working in engineering. It must be nice to have such a clear picture of what you want to do with your life. Tangent has been a brainiac since she was just a little kid. It kind of makes it hard for the other students to relate to her, because she just can't understand not being super smart. Makes you the more popular tutor, for sure. Also, I'm sorry, Sergal. It seems you have found your way into the void. You know, eventually I'll remember to get the walkway repaired. Ah, no, that kid exploded! I've been sabotaged. Do this. All right, super goal, +1 to reasoning. Nice. Was it made from Girl Scouts? No! I'm just the branding. I'm like the mascot, all right? It's not like I'm producing it, okay? Hope you find it useful, Tangent. You find Tang puzzling over a large holo screen, making notes on her holo eye and frowning over them. As you approach, she gestures to wipe the holo screen clean and start again. Ah, she sighs, taking a break to rub her temples. Okay, Tang, come on, think. You come up beside her and she startles. Oh, Solana, hello, she says. I'm in the middle of running simulations on genetic diversity over the next few generations. You're welcome to see it. It will affect all of us, most likely. Tang pulls up the next genogram simulation, a family tree encompassing all of the people in the colony, their familial relationships and genetic conditions. She scrutinizes it with a frown. We have an unusually high amount of hereditary heart disease, no matter how you slice it, she mutters. Luck of the draw. We've lost quite a bit more genetic diversity than the original geneticists of the VTuber project anticipated. That's not even counting those unwilling to or unable to reproduce. She crosses her arms. It's possible to steer the ship out of it, so to speak. It'll take some purposeful breeding choices, at least for 5 to 6 generations. Let me verify that data. Tang gives you a curt smile and angles the holo screen towards you. It sounds crude, she admits, but the colony will need to accept a certain level of oversight in this matter if we intend to survive, genetically speaking. Artificial insemination of material from Earth donors, even in love matches, for example. You stare at the genogram until your eyes cross. And shake your head. Tang laughs. Terrifyingly complex, isn't it? She says. Imagine. This process happens all the time naturally. Why? Any sweating beast can squirt a child into the dirt. It's all just proteins and luck. But the end result is this. She waves her hand at the massive chart. It's beautiful, in a way. On a long enough time scale, we can predict the genetic drift of a species. In the face of that, what do family bonds matter? Tang laughs bitterly. Not as if sharing genes with someone guarantees you'll be a strong family unit. Does anyone really like their parents? I did. You tell Tang that you miss both your parents. You'd do anything to have them back. Tang looks away and purses her lips. Sorry, she mutters. Being an orphan sucks. Kinda had longer to deal with it. For my own family, Tang continues, I feel no allegiance to any of them based on blood. If I had no family at all, that would be acceptable. What about Dice? Tang says, I'm ashamed we're even related. Literally all he does is go out on expeditions and talk to trees. Who even knows where he is right now? Oof. Don't you mean the depressed drunk who died when I was a kid? Tang retorts. No, not at all. If it wasn't for Chief Steward Anne, I probably wouldn't even still be alive. Do you even want kids? Tang looks thoughtfully at the genogram. Truthfully, I'm not entirely certain I can bear children. Must be limits to my gene-engineered body. I certainly didn't experience puberty to the extent that Mars did, for example. Besides, Tang continues, children would only distract me from my work. Chief Engineer never had children, after all. I think that's admirable. Tang's gaze flicks over to where Chief Engineer Instance is talking to one of the other lab assistants. In some ways, I'm the child she never had, and she is the mother I wish I did have, she says quietly. We became close when we started my gender affirmation process, she continues. It was so obvious, then, that we were kindred spirits. As I would come in for checkups and observation, we'd talk about the science behind the process. Of course, I showed an interest in it, and Instance fostered that in me. She supported me. Tang looks down at the ground. Unlike my own mother, who by that point had ceased to find joy in almost anything. What would I be without Instance? Tang says. The only things I have in my life are what she gave me. Not just this body, but my passion, my hard work, my achievements. Without her, I would have nothing. I owe her everything. You're more than what she made you to be. You don't understand, Solana? Tang replies. I'm not burdened by this debt to Instance. I love what she helped me become. I'm grateful. Now, if you excuse me, she says, turning back to the genotype before her, I have our legacy to plan. Well, in constrained populations, it gets, hard. Alright, she's been desynced. Sucks. Me. Everyone's all desynchronized. No! No! I did this to myself. Alright. Let's do a round more tutoring. I want to see nougat. Give me more nougat. Nougat's a precious bean. I want to help nougat. Tutor children. Yes, Nougat! Nougat has an exam coming up and has been doing terribly in math skills all year. If she doesn't pass this, she's gonna flunk the whole class. You bring up a math problem on your holopalm. If 4 plus x equals 8, what is x? It's 10, she says. Teacher Hal taught us that v is 5, x is 10, and c is 100. You give her the side eye until she smiles. Just kidding. I know this one. X is the time symbol, right? Like multiplication. So 4 times 8 is I forget. Oh, she's so elf. Her older. Oh, she's so precocious child. Ah, I love her hair. Her hair is so like it's like a calico cat. Ugh, beautiful. Wait. She is a calico. That's literally what she is. She's a fucking calico cat. Ah! All right. I love Nougat even more. She doesn't have the patience for this boring rote memorization. She needs the right motivation to care about doing these assignments. Can you figure out how to make learning fun for this kid? Tutor Nougat. All right, Nougat. I'm gonna sit down here and help you out, okay? We're gonna learn you real good, right? All right. Ooh, it goes up to 11. Interesting. Seven, 5, and a 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. Hell yeah. +3 to straights, baby. Next round. Oh, we have a lot of cards. What'll this do? Yeah, it gives me a goal, but that's not the best possible hand. Look at that. 39, baby. Give me all that reasoning. You've worked with Nougat enough to know that she needs to be able to apply her holo learning to something in the real world. So instead of trying to teach her from a textbook, you take her around to all the places in the colony where people use math in their jobs. Aunt Anne tells her about doubling recipes for cooking. Dal teaches her about measuring a field and using it to find out how much fertilizer he'll need to shovel. And Mars shows her an easy way to calculate how many kudos you'll need to cover buying things in the depot. Morning. Hey, Zoroark. It is almost time to wrap up as soon as we finish this year out. But until then, it has been a mixed time in the colony. It's a powder keg, and I want it to explode in the fascist face, but I haven't been given the option to start the revolution yet. When she's not bored, Nougat is actually super smart. She's able to do far more complex math than she should know at her age. Well, yeah, Nougat says when you compliment her on her math skills. That stuff isn't math, it's just knowing how things work. One day, she'll realize that math is how things work, not just boring old textbooks and endless formulas. But for now, letting her do it her way seems to be the right strategy. Chief Engineer Instance can't believe you managed to get through to Nougat. She's so impressed that she gives you a kudos raise. Tutoring for the big test. Cupcake plus cupcake equals cake? Yes, Nougat. Yes. All right. It is now. That was completely by accident. I didn't realize I could pet my pets. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, Tang. I got something important to do. I gotta pet my pets. them! I love them! Alright. How's the research coming along, Tang? Tangent shrugs. Well enough. She concedes, but I confess, I actually hit something of a block. Not sure the answer is right in front of me, but I can't grasp it. You take a look at her work. Immediately, you come to the conclusion that had been just out of her reach. Damn, +5 during brains. Tang rubs her eyes. Oh, you are formidable, she says. I've been coming at it wrong this entire time. She taps a few notes into her hollow palm and smiles. Thank you for being someone on this stupid rock I can trust to know what they're doing. Well, shucks, Tang. No need to butter my biscuit up. You just need a bit of help, let me know. I'll skedaddle on by. That is a lot of pats, Sergal. Unlimited pat works. Is anyone else out? I think I can give her egg. Here you go, have egg. Need a Dreki plush so I can pet it while watching you. I would love to have a plush. Alright. So we'll save again. Sneak out to explore during glow. Alright, I want to see if we can do anything at that knoll. And there is a lot of crystals out here. It's nice because it lets us, the crystal lets us redraw our hand, which is pretty swanky, baby. Oh. It's Sim. Shadows upon shadows move against each other and glow, wavering under the gloaming of the mush trees like ghosts. The forest is as still as a creature breathing its last breath. You don't see Sim until you're practically on top of him. Hi, Sugarbug. He laughs, holding you by the shoulders. Miss me? You nearly didn't, there. I totally saw you there. Sim smiles. Of course you did. You're practically made for this place. Sim starts walking through the forest, his footsteps finding the path with ease. This is my favorite time of the year, you know, he says. I get the sense that you humans are afraid of it. Well, things do tend to attack us. That's true, Sim replies, tilting his head with a funny expression. Those attacks are not natural, as you may have guessed. Glow isn't dangerous at all. It's lovely. He smiles. Glow is a time of healing, actually. A time for the creatures of this planet to go dormant and reflect on themselves and to strengthen connections with other life forms. Of course, the planet propels you, he adds, raising his hands to stir a cloud of glowing spores drifting above your heads. You don't connect. You're like a burr lodged against its skin. Sim continues walking. I'm sure you have some questions for me, as usual, he says, his voice wry. Seriously, what's up with the wormhole? Sim laughs. Just like that? You'd like me to unravel the mysteries of the universe for you? Suffice it to say, I don't think you could fully understand it, even if I explained everything I know. He looks up at the wormhole with a thoughtful expression. Truthfully, the wormhole is older than even this planet, he murmurs. It operates on a level of space and time that are beyond even my comprehension. The universe is impossibly vast and unknowable. I'm sure you've already noticed that it is related to your foresight, yes? He asks, and you nod. Your dreams, that's what they are, always seem to get worse and wet and glow when the wormhole is close to the planet. Many individuals, such as yourself, are sensitive to a wormhole's effect on space and time, fluctuations and eddies in the normal linear flow of reality. Think of it like an echo, only not your own. Think of it as a version of yourself stood in this spot and shouted, then moved forward in time before hearing their own voice return. You can hear those echoes. Choices that person made and events they experienced that may not have come to pass for yourself. Aw, think of your boops. I can change the future? Sim tilts his head. Yes, but forgive me for being glib, but that's not what makes you special. All living things change the future simply by existing, he says. You see glimpses of what might happen as you do. Sim stops walking and smiles politely. Well, that's enough for now. The trees have ears, you know. Uh-huh. It's a faceless. All right, let's do this. Your explorations lead you steadily upward until you find yourself on a plateau overlooking the valley. The colony is a dark little smudge below, a break in the magnificent natural luminescence of glow. From up here, the wormhole feels so close you could touch it. You're not alone up here. Your heart leaps to your throat as you spot it, silhouetted, dark on dark, under the eerie light of the wormhole. A faceless. Atop this high plateau, ringed by gnarlwood trees, the massive creature stands, staring at the sky. As you watch, mesmerized, some of the swaying tentacles open up. A glowing dust oozes from them, rising like smoke into the night. Then, it's gone? The whole entire faceless just vanished in the blink of an eye. Or did you imagine it? You rub your face, easing the sudden tension that has sprung up behind your eyeballs. Where was it standing? There are footsteps here. Giant footsteps, each ringed with mushrooms pushed up from the moist soil by the weight of the beast. You gingerly realize you're standing in the middle of one. The faceless, if indeed one was standing here earlier, could crush you as flat as the grass beneath your feet. You find other signs of it. Trees have been knocked down in a circular pattern here. The bushes and grasses have been pushed up into one big mound, leaving the rest of the plateau clear. You remember this place now, from your visions, from under the pyramid and the wrestling ridges, and from long before that. You feel as if you've always known. Something important will happen here. Soon. You stare up at the wormhole. Immense in the sky above. Just as you remember doing in your vision. You wait. You wait. You wait. You yawn and go check your hollow palm. It's hard to keep track of time during glow, but it's getting late. You look around, but nothing has changed. The trees are perfectly still. Ha! 2 stress is nothing. We gotta hop on. That little critter keeps me on my toes, I tell you what. The wormhole seems especially huge right now. Is it always so big? You imagine you can see whole galaxies in its slowly spinning arms. Tiny flecks of rainbow light being sucked into the black hole in the center. But it's so much closer than a galaxy. So close it could swallow you and all of Vertumna and its hungry, ethereal maw. Alright, we're getting nickeled and dimed on waiting, and hopefully I didn't break the game because of having 0 stress from these events. You wait. The forest seems to get quieter, as if expecting something. The wormhole swells as you stare and stare into its depths. It's been hours. Now well past the middle of the night. You're exhausted, but you can't look away. You feel hypnotized. You wait. You've always been waiting. You'll always be waiting. Staring up at the wormhole, being sucked into its depths. A shadow falls over you. You slowly lower your gaze from where you've been staring at the wormhole for hours. Your neck stiff and sore. Straight ahead of you, what you'd early thought was just a shadow of a tree, is the Faceless. It was there, all along, watching you. It takes a heavy step forward, then another. It moves gently, its feet sinking into the soft ground, pushing up phosphorescent fungi from below to explode to the surface in rings of jubilant light. You don't move as it approaches. It took all your energy to look away from the wormhole, but you're still completely spellbound. The Faceless looms over you, as big as a building. Its zippered neck gapes grotesquely. Its tentacles wave gently through the air, tasting it, feeling it, smelling it. Smelling you. The ends of two tentacles open. That strange glowing mist floats up from them. It leans down and envelops you in its tentacles, each as large as you are. And you breathe in its spores. Under the eternal night of the glow, the wormhole seems to swallow you both whole, and the entire planet, and an infinite number of universes besides. You feel a beckoning within you, a curious tug somewhere in your ribcage, a yearning you can't describe. I guess if we choose embrace it, we die. So we'll resist infinity. You aren't ready. A small part of you demands to stay here on this plane of consciousness. You hold your breath. Bring your mind back to the present. You let the Faceless touch you softly with its tentacles. Till it seems satisfied that you've made your decision. And it withdraws. As you slowly disconnect from the gentle creature, you can feel its emotions, its story. You understand that it was born like the others of its kind, in a breeding tank below the ground. Although it was sent here to destroy the colony, something changed in it that can't be changed back. You see the image of the Faceless staring up at the wormhole, transfixed as you were. No longer feels the pull of the ley lines, the thumpers, the forces that were used to control it. It is no longer a construct or an avatar, but a free being. It only feels the dance of the wormhole now, and the natural rhythms of life itself. You stand completely still, arrested by the sudden understanding that sweeps over you. Faceless retreats to a large mound of grasses and bushes at the other side of the end of the plateau. A baby Faceless pokes its head out of the nest, wriggling its tentacles in greeting to its mother. Majestic. I mean, it said end, and I'm not going for, like, this is my first playthrough, so I'm gonna get through the 20 years proper. You're heading to bed when the sirens begin to wail, heralding the beginning of the yearly xenofauna attack. Outside your window, you see the soldiers begin to form up. This year, Emma's leading her own squad. You see her red hair bobbing along with the others as she rushes to defend the walls. Oh, Nem. Close your windows. Pull the covers over your head. You get a holocall notification from Mars. You join and find Mars, Tangent, Cal, Rex, and Nomi already in the call. I can see everything from my bedroom window, Mars says. Nemi's got her own squad and everything now. Look at her go. Cal makes a noise of discomfort, doesn't voice his opinion. You and your friends keep the call open, speculate on what's happening outside, supplemented by Mars's observations and Tangent's reading of congruences processes. Everyone is on the call except Vase and Nem, who are defending the colony. And Dice, of course. He hasn't returned since the explosion in the lab. One you're sure he caused. Maybe he's out there right now, attacking the colony. In the quiet following the battle, the colony comes out of hiding to gather in the courtyard, surveying the damage. Everyone looks weary, but you survived another year, and with remarkably few casualties. Must have been very lucky. The Xenos still seem to be getting stronger and more aggressive every year. Strangely underwhelming. That was a very busy year.